Okay, let's see. Participant. Yes. Okay, back to Cisco 2. Let's see where we at in there. Need to go to chapter what? 12? Chapter 12, I guess. Let's see. Yeah, chapter 12. Let's see. Screen number 1. Chapter 12. Okay, everybody on board? Let's see, chat. And let's see. You people, as usual. Okay, so I need to finish this chapter. Maybe you can do some exercise concerning wireless. We talk about all kind of stuff. Wireless operation. Yeah, we talked about ad hoc. Talk about this. Yeah, whatever. Okay, where we left off last time? Let's see. Channel management. We talked about this one. This. Oh, we talked about threats. That's all. Stop. Okay, so did you watch the video? I didn't get you in the video. So, what is security overview? Let's see. Because, like we discussed before on security, okay, which one is the weakest layer of the OSI model? Which one? Layer 2, right? Layer 2 is the weakest one. And guess what? Where does the wireless operates? Layer 1 and layer 2. So that's why we have a lot of security threats in that. So wireless layer is open to anyone. with range of 8P, which is access point. So if you misconfigure it, basically it's going to lead into disaster. So that's why. And some people, they do like shared key, for example. Once you do that, you don't know who's in your network. So the only way you can tell who's in your network is to implement what? Some kind of radius or package AAA server, okay? And that's what they, because what happened is, it's very easy. Somebody will have an access point, and he can let all the users basically connect to him instead of the legit access point. And this is what caused some kind of denial of service attack. So attacks can be generated by outsiders or by the employee even. So wireless networks are specifically susceptible to several threats, including the following: interception of data, wireless intruders, denial of service, and rogue APs. So how to eliminate all these threats? Threats. You need to configure your wireless properly. Actually, you can tell. I mean, you need to monitor. Without monitoring, you're not going to tell. You need to monitor. Now, back in 2012, we find out like some people in the Elkhorn building over there, somebody in that next apartment over there, they use their own rogue APs, rogue. Basically, they have like one of the wireless routers, basically, and he used the same SSD as SLCC. So, and basically, people instead of logging to SLCC, logs to him. So we find it and we disable it. So without monitoring, you're not going to be able to see. So that's a good idea to work. And, I mean, somebody said, okay, what's the DOS, denial of service? Why does the DOS attack can be resolved upon properly configured devices, which is true. And especially when you do per shared key, okay? If you don't have a AAA server, you don't have that problem, because if I tell you guys, okay, to access the wireless, this is the key, so what you do? So if I tell one of y'all, so you're gonna go tell the rest of the class, okay, there's an access point and this is the key. But you cannot, once you spread the key, everybody has it, okay, everybody's gonna be on your network, and you don't know who, and that's the problem. That's why you need the AAA server. If there's anybody who wants to access the wireless, has need to authenticate. At least I can tell who's on my wireless, okay? Who's in my network? So malicious user intentionally interfering with the wireless communication. Now, of course, some people maybe they cause some kind of also weakening the signal. That now they have a lot of different software they can use to see what you're using and what channel you use, and they can cause some kind of interference. Or you can have accidental interference. So whenever you want to implement some kind of wireless, you need to make sure what kind of signals you have there before you implement it. Because knowing what you have, first of all, you need to eliminate any kind of interference. If you're not eliminate it, then you need to change your frequency. So that's part of the configuration. And that's what they say, to minimize the risk of denial of service attack due to improperly configured devices, a malicious attack, harden all devices to keep passwords secure. So password is very, very important. It's not only when we say password, because whenever you configure wireless, okay, like for a small office, for example, it's different from the enterprise. It's good to have a AAA server for that purpose. And it's good to have a controller. Create backups and ensure that all configuration changes are incorporated of hours. Yeah, now they're smart enough. Okay, so especially when it comes to enterprise operation. So they have all this backup for the wireless controller settings. Okay, and mostly you can save them on the web. So they have a web access. So it's been taken care of. So and also you'll have like we discussed before. When it comes to the wireless, this is your AP right here. And this is your wireless controller. All the settings gonna be on this guy here. And you will have your what do you call this one? Your AAA server. Okay. So all the setting will be in here. All what you need from this guy here is MAC address, and you can figure the rest in here. Now, if you have a user, okay, wants to connect this access point, it's gonna go over here, the control, then they will direct it to authenticate first. Once they authenticate, they can associate the access point. So with the AAA, basically, you have to have a username and password instead of having a shared key. So if you have a standalone wireless, like the server, like we have at the house, okay. Now, with this one here, if you have a key, anytime you come in, you don't need to log in. The key is kept in your laptop, so you don't need to authenticate. So if somebody figure out that key, okay, you can associate with that access point, and the more people log into it, it's going to bring it down. Okay? So the best solution is to have AAA server to be more secure. That's the bottom line. Okay? Let's see what they talk about. Yeah, they talk about the rogue access point. We know that. Like people, like for example, instead, and this is especially in public places. Like somebody, like you go to Cisco's cafe or whatever, somebody will have an AP or illegal access point or whatever, or a hacker's access point. He can put the SSD as Cici's cafe or whatever, and you think you can log in to Cici. That's why when you go to those public places, you have to be super, super, super careful. Okay. So you need to know to what access point in your device is associated with. Okay. So once connect, that's why when you have a controller also, you have to, you cannot, any access point cannot join the SSD unless you put the MAC address of that access point on the wireless controller. And you have a lot of filters to allow who can and who cannot access you. And that's what they're talking about. Rogue AP basically is an unauthorized access point. Okay, it's joining your corporate or have SSD that point to a corporation or a business name, whatever. Once connected to the rogue AP can be used by an attacker to capture MAC addresses and capture data packets, gain access to network resources, or launch a fail in the middle attack. This is really, really dangerous when it comes to wireless. A few years back, some people sits in the parking lot and basically they hack some restaurants with a credit card. So you have to be careful how to implement wireless. I know a lot of businesses in the restaurants, but I like to have wireless. So, and also they have their point of sale system, which is very important. So that you need to make sure you put your wireless network in a separate subnets than your business POS system to eliminate all kind of stuff. And you need to have a very, very secure wireless. So you have to be careful what access point you log into. And that's what they say. To prevent the installation of rogue AP, organization must configure what? Like we said, wireless controller with rogue AP policies and use monitoring software to actively monitor the radio spectrum for unauthorized AP. So I have some software, you can see all the APs, and if this is not, if they find something, it's out of the ordinary, they can tell, and they can block it, okay? Because an AP to join to be part of the wireless controller, you need to have a configuration, and you push the policy on it. And everything will be on the WC, on the controller. Okay, this is one of the attacks. They call man in the middle attack. Man in the middle attack, basically, the hackers will sit between you and the AP. And that's why they have some kind of, and they can capture all the traffic, okay? So this one is serves two purposes. Some people, they do that for fun. But most of the time, basically, they do it for financial reasons, to gain some data that they can make money out of it. Like, for example, identity theft, especially like when I talked about the credit card situation. So if they can get the credit card number, then they can go and order whatever they want. And it happens so many times. So, defeated man in the middle begin with identifying legitimate devices on the wireless layer. To do this, user must be authenticated. That's the keyword, authenticated. Means you need a AAA server. After all of the legitimate devices are known, the network can be monitored for abnormal devices or traffic. Like some people, they go to public places and they join the network over there for free because it's not secure. So you have to be careful what kind of information you have on the laptop, because there's no security on that particular device to log into. So a hacker with appropriate software can get to your machine. It's like one time I went to a doctor and I have my phone and they have Lexus router. And the reason why I know they have Lexus router from the IP address I got from the router is defaulted by default. And I know the default username for Lexus and the password for Lexus. And I was able to get into the router. And this is like a medical place. This is really big time against HIPAA regulation. I have to tell the doctor, careful. So some doctors are so cheap that they want to hire IT people to take care of their stuff. So they figure out they went to Depot or Best Buy, bought that Instructor, connected to the network, and they say, hey, I can go to the internet. They have to wireless, but they didn't know this is dangerous. Okay. Um, okay. Some videos to watch. Okay. So one of the things you can do to block or to be secure, at least you can hide the SSID. So because whenever you configure the IPs, okay, the AP is gonna broadcast that SSID. So what you can do, you can disable the broadcast. And also you can filter by MAC address. You can say, I want the random's laptop MAC address is such and such. Hitler's laptop has this MAC address. I can put all the MAC addresses in that, and I can, if somebody else with different MAC address cannot access. But this is really weak, not really. It's like a step, which is good, but it's not really secure. Because some people can still snip or spoof the MAC addresses. So the best measurement is what? The best measure to be protected to put wireless access controller. Wireless controller. The wireless controller, you can put policy in there, and you can push that policies to the APs. And you want the user who connected your wireless to be authenticated first. Authentication means what? Let's involve password, involve username and password. So instead have a shared key. Because shared key, anybody can do it. And that's what we're talking about. The best way to secure wireless network is through authentication. Now, if you're a small business and you cannot afford to have a AAA server, at least to encrypt your shared key. Because if you use a WAP, is a very weak. Even the WPA, now some hackers break into it. So they use the WPA2 and maybe the WPA3 is basically has higher encryption. So if you're using those access point and you want to use the key, so make sure you encrypt. Why? Because like if you have a Wireshark, somebody is right in the middle, and he can sniff the information. At least he cannot, if he wants to associate to that access point, he needs the password or the key. If the key is encrypted, he cannot guess it. Okay? So this is You must take this kind of measurement. And that's basically, this is the one that give you the strength of the authentication method. And this is like long time ago. This is where people were hesitant to use wireless. If you tell somebody a long time ago, use wireless, said, no, wireless is not secure, blah, 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 blah. And they were right because they were very weak. So wire equivalent privacy, this is like WEP. At the original 802.11 specification designed to secure the data using the reverse cipher 4 encryption method with static key is no longer recommended and should never be used. See that? Then they came up with WPA, and they use, and what they say is a Wi-Fi alliance standard that use WPA but secured data with much stronger temporal key integrity protocol, TKIP they call it, encryption algorithm. Even with this one, some hackers also can break it. And that's why they moved into the WPA2, which is that they use advanced encryption standard. And this is basically, it's a strong encryption. Because encryption depends on what types of encryption you need. You have 56K encryption, 64, I'm sorry, 56K, 56 bit, 128 bit. And the higher the bits, the more secure, the more complication the encryption, the stronger. So the WPA3, that's a new one. It's the first time I've seen it. This is the next generation of Wi-Fi security. All WPA3 enabled devices use the latest security method. This allows outdated legacy protocol and require the use of protocol management frame, which is PMF. So if you have one, if you have a wireless, which is I'm sure you have a wireless a router at your home, make sure you use at least WPA2. And use a password or a key with what? With complex password. Use complex password. Usually when you use this kind of password, you need 8 characters, which is 8 with the combination of lowercase, uppercase, letters, and numbers. Now, sometimes what they do, whenever you buy, I've noticed that when you buy a router from Office Depot or Best Buy or whatever places, okay, sometimes in the box they have some kind of key there, which is like a long key. You can use that, or you can make up your own. Okay? You decide to make your own, make sure you use a complex password. Authentication home user, which is we can do the rest here. Yeah, we can do it on the packet tracer. You go over here and you go to the wireless, which is this. You get your home router right here. And this one is connected to your PC. Actually, I don't need the switch. And you can connect to multiple devices. Okay, so let's do planning. So first of all, what you need to do in this particular laptop to shut this one down and replace this one with wireless. Man, this is miserable today. The sinus is killing me. Uh-oh. All right, let's see it. This one first. Take this one out first. Oh, they're ready. Time to connect. We're gonna do the same thing again. Shut it down. Turn it on. I don't know if I turn the other one. That's on. So if you go to this router right here, you go to GUI, and you go to wireless. This is basic setup. And they say network address SSD, SSD broadcast enabled. Basically, is going to announce it's present. Now you can change the default to test one. Okay. And this is the standard channels. You have 1, 2.4, whatever. Channel bandwidth is default. Or you can change, keep it at auto would be better. And this one has also 5 gigahertz. And notice, like for each channel, each frequency, they have a different mode, auto, and you have a default SSID. Let me see if I can put this one. We can put test 5 or 5 gigahertz. And you have another one. So let's see, 5.1. That's one. Now, where's the save? Supposed to have a save button somewhere. Next thing, bottom. Way at the bottom. So now I can access. Those guys can talk. Oop. Let's see. Now this has changed because I need to go back to the wireless right here and I need to connect. And I need to change which one I want to connect. You see, this is the displayed here, the test 5.1, signal 48, test 1 is 68, test 5 is 40%. This is good signal to me, so I connect to that. And now it's connected. Same thing would go with this guy here. You go to desktop, you do go PC wireless. We need to connect. Now, this has 70%, so connect with that one. Connect. So, if I go to this laptop, I will see that I have an IP address given from this router. Okay, so that means I can authenticate. There's no security. Anybody can come in with wireless. Nick in the laptop can communicate with this one. There's no security at this point. Now, if I want to secure this, I want to go back to, what is it? Back to this one here. When you go to wireless security, now this was on the basic wireless setting. This is the wireless security. And security mode, we need to enable it. And that's what the type of encryption you have. So you have the WPA2 personal, this is stronger one for home use. If you want to use a WPA2 enterprise, this is where you're going to configure the radius server. And you need to put the radius server IP address to communicate. So to do that, maybe we need to have a server. So here, let's see if that can work. And then, blah, blah, blah. And CP. Let's see what IP address this guy's going to get. Well, let's speed the process here. Okay, start it. It's going to be like 102. Okay, so what I need to do, I'm going to configure 102 in here, 012. To give it static address, 192.168.0.102. And the rest of them is 192.168.102.0.1. The DNS is the same one. Okay. So now I need to go to services. We have AAA. Yes, we have AAA. So first of all, we need to put the services on client name. I don't know. Client name. Let's say client name. I have to know all these parameters to do the radius. Okay, client name. Let's apply IP address. Cisco. I can do also this one here. So we go password. What's the password? Password. Please or please do okay. Let's see. So now we go to this guy here. If we use enterprise, this is the radius server. We put 192.168.0.102. Okay, that's for this guy here. Okay, so when you down, it's a shared key consists of alphanumeric characters. Where's that? Shared key, where's the shared key? Let's see this one. Why did this one? Oh, not here. Shared key. Do you see the shared key here? Oh, right here. Space one. Which space one? Let's see if that works. Okay, let's see. Can we save this one here? If this doesn't work, then we need to change. I guess not. Let's see. Did we add it? Let's see. Yeah, we add it. So let's see if this is going to communicate with the wireless. So we go over here. We need to connect it to 1.4 megahertz, which is test one. Neg. I don't know if we saved the configuration. Push all. Yep, I did that. Yep. Should keep it consistent out anyway. Okay. I need the shift. Okay, so looks like it's not working with the shift key. Well, let's go back to security right here. Wireless. This is what security wireless. Actually, this is disabled, so okay, that's a problem. Let's enable it with the personal then, and the shared key paraphrase. So we're gonna use please do no longer. Okay, let's see if that's gonna work. I can copy this one and put them in all of them, okay? I will pull with the rest of them, please. Thanks. Okay, let's see, this is disconnected. Yeah, now it's disconnected. So if we go back to the wireless here, we say connect, select wireless network. I don't know. Connect to what? The disable the broadcast. Let's see, we got some issues here. Basic. Test one. This one's still there. So why? Let's see. Where's like the wireless network? Okay, now I can see it. So this is what I want. This is what I want. Now it's asked me for this. I can right click and paste the. So this is connected. Now we'll do the same thing in here. For some reason, this guy cannot see the rest of it. Why do you think? Let's see. Connect right here. Now, test one, the bottom. Okay. This one's not giving me an option. You know what? We need to go to start. We need to go to physical. And maybe we can restart this machine. And we go to there. We can minimize the screen. Stop. Here. Connect. There we go. Now we can see it. This one and connect. That's connect. Okay, so now we have communication. Later on, we need to know how to configure that radius server so we can play with it. I'll figure it out. The steps in here. You see why it's not working. Okay, any question at this point? As I believe this is, let's see, that's basically what we did. We need to configure this one here, the radius notification with 82. Let's see. That's basically the chapter. So we on chapter 12, we need 13, and after that we're gonna have a test. Chapter 13, I think, talks about what? Let's see. 13. Chapter 13 talk about wireless LAN configuration, which is good. So tomorrow I'm going to show you how to configure the radius server, and we can go with the wireless LAN configuration. Okay? And let's see, tomorrow is Wednesday. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Tomorrow is Wednesday. So
tomorrow's Thursday, sir.
Thursday, I'm sorry. Thursday, Friday. So we're looking like test could be Monday, okay? Any objection on that? Sounds good. Okay, so test is gonna be Monday for chapter 10. Is that 10? Through 13. All right. And tomorrow we can do the AAA server, the radius server, and we start with module 13. Now, any question about anything? So if I were you, I can start reviewing these chapters from chapter 10, 11, 12, 13, 13 not yet, but at least 10, 11, 12. Start reviewing, take the quizzes, watch the videos, and if you have a question, bring it tomorrow, in the class tomorrow, so we can discuss it. If you don't have any question, I will see you guys tomorrow. All right? Have a nice afternoon, everyone. All righty. I want to get out a server.